Okay, y'all, I think we are live. My apologies for that mess. Okay, we're going to get this going. Make sure this is working. Can everyone see me? Yes, we're on. Okay. Okay, we're on. Cool. So I'm so sorry, guys. That's gosh, I hate mistakes like that. All right, we're working. My apologies, y'all. Okay. Yeah, we'll just blame it on the Pentagon. The eclipse, I got pre-eclipsed. All right, look, why don't, just gonna forget all the hoopla at the beginning here. I got 3 clips to show. Let's just jump in. Joe Rogan clip, interviewing this guy, David Holthouse. And then I'm going to show you guys original footage of the Phoenix Lights. And then I got this cool Kurt Russell clip. You'll find out how he's involved. Pretty cool. So look, let's just start with this right here.
I saw the Phoenix Lights UFO.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah, I saw
Whoa.
that. Different people saw different things. What I saw was something the size of like an Imperial Star Destroyer from Star Wars that was like at a relatively low altitude moving over Phoenix. My housemate was like this. I mean, this is before we had phones, right? Before we had cameras. So this is like, we had a flip phone, if anything. And he was like, dude, you got to get out here. And I came out the front yard of our house in Tempe, and we just watched this thing move across the sky. It was like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I believe in reincarnation because I came back from DMT thinking that I had a firsthand experience. I believe that there was something inexplicable in the sky over Phoenix that night because I fucking saw it. Okay. And it was massive and it was quiet. And then it was just gone.
So what did it look like?
It looked like a massive craft, not shaped like an Imperial Star Destroyer, but of that scale that was more sort of like tubular shaped. And you could
tubular.
See, like a tube. But you could see variations in it. It wasn't like totally smooth, and you could see by the way that it was like blocking out the stars, that you could see that there were like apparatus on it of some kind. And I always thought that it was a military aircraft where they thought they had a cloaking device. See, now that's what other people saw was these smaller things on the same night that were explained away as being some sort of military flares or weather balloons or some shit. That's not what I saw on the same night, but I'm not the only one that saw this larger scale craft. So I always thought, like, man, that could be a military ship. They thought they had some sort of cloaking device that fucked up. It fritzed out because that's kind of what it looked like. I could see it. And then I couldn't, So
it looked like a tube, and how big were you talking about? Like several football fields?
Yes, yeah.
And how many football fields?
I would say like the size of a battleship. Okay, Whoa. Huge, not an aircraft carrier, but the size of a battleship. Like I would say is 3.
What's bigger, aircraft carrier or battleship?
A battleship, I think, is bigger. It's a destroyer. Whatever's smaller than an aircraft carrier. Whatever the ship is that's smaller than an aircraft carrier.
Right. So not as big as an aircraft.
Not as big as an aircraft carrier.
What is a battleship?
It's either a battleship or destroyer. Whatever that next one is. I would say 3 football fields at least. It was huge. You could not miss it.
And how high do you think it was above you?
No more than 1,000 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah, no more. It was low altitude. It was like right over Tempe. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that saw this.
No, many people saw it. Yeah.
I actually went on the record with the newspaper I worked for, right away because they were like immediately dismissing those smaller lights that we just saw as like, whatever the explanation was.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's something else, in the sky that night too. So I love to gamble. If I had to make a bet, I would still say it's human military technology that fritzed out.
Wow. Many people said they saw something that looked like a triangle.
No, this was not a triangle. Yeah.
So maybe there was more than one of these things.
Well, totally possible.
Yeah, I wish you would draw it too.
Yeah.
You remember when the governor did that press conference and came out with a guy in an alien suit and made a mockery of the whole thing.
Which is what their tactic has been,
But then that same governor came back after he left office and talked about it.
Yeah.
And said that he saw something and admitted it. Yeah. What was the governor's name?
Fife Symington.
Fife Symington. See if you can find a audio of a video of Fife Symington saying what he actually saw on witnessing the Phoenix Lights. I think later he talked about it.
Well, unlike Fife Symington, I was stoned, but I still know what I saw. Okay. I still know what I saw. And you know what's interesting is when he's trying to describe the shape and he puts it at a bigger size than I have it in my memory. I do remember talking with my friend, like it was hard to describe what we just saw. It's like we didn't have a reference. It's just like we're trying to, let's see if I can articulate this. We're trying to find reference points for something that really doesn't have one.
Right.
I guess like it kind of estimate the size, but it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
Have you ever heard people describe what the Native Americans must have seen when those boats started showing up?
No.
That they'd never seen anything that large, that it probably blew them away. You see the Pinta and the Santa Maria and these massive boats from Europe that, they were like, what the fuck is that?
Well, let's hope that the beings aboard the craft, as that's what they are, have better intentions than the people aboard those boats.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's crazy that you actually saw it.
Yeah.
Wow. And you said it just disappeared?
Yes. It wasn't like whoop or anything. There was no noise. It was there. And there were some lights. Like you said, I remember there were some lights that were not stars that were part of this craft.
Could you describe what those lights looked like?
No, they were not colored. They were, white or off-white. Because I remember thinking like, are those stars? I was trying to like actually see what is the shape and what is stars. That's how I was gauging how big it was. And I was like, no, those are attached to this thing. And then it was just, I just couldn't see it anymore. It was like, it was like the Northern Lights. So I'm from Alaska, right? So it's like the Northern Lights, they're there and then they're not there. There's just like this ghostly thing. And then they're gone. And it was like that. It was there. It was moving at a slow speed.
What's up, Andrew?
From my left to right. And then it was just, I couldn't see it anymore. But it was like 20 seconds at least. It wasn't like a glimpse of this thing. It was, yeah.
And how many lights?
Half a dozen. Yeah. Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know people said that they saw a triangle. So then for a while they were saying that's why he was probably talking about the, the B-2 bomber, the stealth bomber, because they're kind of triangular. It was way bigger than one of those. And it was not that shape at all. I struggle to come up with what shape it was because it's a shape that I haven't really seen before. Yeah. So.
Wow. And what was your initial thought? That that's an alien spacecraft?
No, my initial thought was not an alien spacecraft. It was basically, the initial thought was just like, what the fuck is that? And then once I talked about it, it's that same sort of like want to believe, actually believe thing we talked about several times today. I want to believe it was an alien spacecraft. I believe it was probably, U.S. military technology gone awry.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they had the capability to do that in the 1990s? Because when was the Phoenix Lights?
Yeah, it was mid 1990s. I think it was 96, might have been 97, not sure. As more time has gone on, though,
March
13th. You're asking me what I thought in the moment.
Yeah.
As more time has gone on, I've like the needles moved towards maybe that was actually an extraterrestrial craft.
Yeah.
Because there's so much has come out, like especially in the last 5 years, as you've talked about here.
Yeah.
So
it's just so strange that it all occurred in this one area, in this one night.
Right.
That has to be a real paradigm shifting moment for you.
But it wasn't. Well, yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think I got so caught up in the government's trying to cover up its own fuck up. Like they're putting up, and then there was the smaller lights thing and the weather balloon, but I went on the record with the Phoenix New Times. There's a guy named Tony Ortega there that wrote a piece about it right away. And I went on the record because I was like, maybe one of the last, I wasn't a UFO enthusiast type, right? Like in the community. I was a fairly well-known writer in the greater Phoenix metro at that time, and not someone that would be normally associated with like being a quote unquote UFO crazy. So I went on the record with the article he was writing. It was like, yes, I saw this. No fucking way it was a weather balloon or a flare or whatever they're saying. It was massive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was massive. Okay, I got 2 more clips to show here. Hang on a second. Do this. First of all, before I get to that clip, let's just talk about that for a second, because the next clip I'm going to show y'all is the actual footage of light. So not anything to do with this craft that David, this gentleman that we just heard from, is talking about, but this couple in the rural part outside the city, basically in the valley over Phoenix, filmed these lights, right? So that's different than what David is talking about. And that's what makes this sighting so fascinating, is you have different people seeing different things. You have these lights, right, that I'm about to show you guys. And then you also have these massive craft. And not just David, lots of people I have seen interviews over the years and whatever on random, YouTube or documentaries or whatever, right? The Phoenix Lights have been covered a lot. They talk about this massive craft. Even the governor saw this massive craft. I know he joked about it initially, but later on his story was, hey, I actually saw something too. Massive craft, no sound. That's fascinating. 20,000 people involved, right? Thousands of people seeing something. Something's up, man. I think maybe those other lights that we're about to see potentially could have been flares shot out to sort of distract you from the actual UFO that's flying over. So I just don't see how thousands of intelligent people, smart, credible, normal, everyday people, see something massive in the sky flying. And now, granted, they describe different shapes, but that could just be from the angle you're looking at it, because it is so massive, right? 3 football fields. I mean, that's huge. What are we talking about? That's taking up a huge chunk in the sky. You're not going to miss that, right? And it moves slowly across the sky. It's not like it was fast, silently. I don't know. I'm just saying. So, okay, let's get this clip going. And again, I do apologize for the mix up today. Glad we're able to get on the chat here. Boom. Boom. Let's go theater mode. And I'm just going to play it.
What I'm looking at here is a light on South Mountain. You can see this light flickering over our mountain over here.
Oh, thank you, Legend. How do I? Thank you, Legend.
Now we're looking at a light that's now appeared again. It's come out in a different place.
These lights
Definitely
are weird,
far
man.
away. South Mountain. There's 2 of them. Here, we finally hit pay dirt. Now we've got 2 of them in the sky on South Mountain. South Mountain. Figure this one out. There's a double. There's a third one.
Thank you,
Hey,
Tom.
Sue.
Hey, Sue, come out here. There's a
All right, you
spaceship
tell me
out
what
here.
it is.
Come on out. You're never going to believe this. Actually, when you hear from the conversation, hang on. Let me just pause this real quick. Listen to their conversation. I'm going to shut up. Let's listen to their conversation. They talk about, if I'm hearing this correctly, they talk about these lights coming all the time. Like, they're like, yeah, we filmed this, we've seen them before, right? Like, that's what we've seen, right? Which is why he got the camera out when he saw the light. So it does make this, March 13th, 1997 incident quite unusual, right? That then the rest of the city gets involved with seeing a sighting when this couple normally is filming stuff, right, from where they're at because of their view of the city. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna shut up. Let's go back.
Oh, what do we got? Hey, Sue. Take a look at this.
Oh my God.
I hit pay dirt. Finally. Submitted for your approval. What have we got here? This is South Mountain. That's the city in front of us. Those lights have appeared.
Well, that is a totally different configuration than we've ever seen before.
Yep.
See, than we've ever
I'm
seen
sitting over
before.
here saying to myself,
Right?
I got the camera. Oh, now that one went out to the
That one went off
to the left,
to the east.
to the east. The time is about 10 o'clock, Sue.
Yes.
10 o'clock, March 13th, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Look at that. And they all went on in a sequence too. Now the thing that puzzles me is they can't be ordinary streetlights. They're going off now, right?
Yeah.
One
went
drop.
off.
The thing that's amazing is that it must be so bright that they would carry, because we're looking at about 25 miles away. The middle one now.
There went. Oh,
The two,
another one.
there's another one.
Nope,
last
there
one?
goes one.
We got the last one left. Still burning.
Thank you, Andrew.
And usually we've seen them over.
It's gone.
Oh, there it comes.
We're now looking at the same scene that we were looking at.
This
at
is important right
nighttime.
here.
Give you the angle, an idea of the surroundings.
Just watch the
and what
rest
we
of
saw
this.
at night, and the mountains where the lights appeared to be. They appear to be to the left.
That's what I
I'm
think,
sorry, to
MC.
the right and below the largest peak you see there, which is at an elevation of 4,512 feet. The city in front, the contour of the mountain.
Every government
in the
lies to their
foreground.
people, so it's not
as you can
Americans
see in the
tolerating.
silhouette
It's every
in the
government.
previous night shots.
Name me one that doesn't.
That peak, the highest peak, is 27 miles from our point here.
So you can see the angle that they have in there, right? So that's interesting. Just saying. Kind of interesting. All right, let me you get Jeremy Corbell there. How funny is that? Okay. All right, I got one more clip to show y'all about Kurt Russell. So give me a second here. That's interesting, right? Yes, the flares and the sightings all kind of happen within a few hours, like at dusk, right? Some people saw it. Like, it's just unusual, right? Something happened on that day. Super unusual for thousands of people. You know, there's a lot of different stories. The timeline is spread out over hours, right? Got people within city limits, rural, like that couple. You've got the lights that kind of do follow some sort of flare, but not really, because the way they light up and then go out is not in the same order that they're lit up. Does that make sense? Like, some lit up and went out, but I don't know much about flares, so maybe that's how that works. But it didn't really look like anybody skydiving. I don't know. They were spread apart kind of evenly, but again, they said they have seen this stuff before, right? That couple. So I don't know. It's just interesting. I think maybe flares could have been used for some sort of distraction, for sure. Testing some new, advanced aerospace, tech, man-made, or something extraterrestrial, right? I mean, you see something that large, 3 football field size, moving through the sky, and a lot of credible people saying that. That's very interesting. Look at this one. That's just funny. Parachutes jumping out of a satellite, throwing flares. Yep, that's probably the most likely scenario. Right? Oh, oh goodness. Okay. All right, let's go here. Let me get this other clip up. So this is an interesting clip because yeah, let's do this one will be fine. What's interesting about this is, you know what? I'm just going to let Kurt Russell tell the story. I think he explains it pretty well. How is Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China, big fan here? How is Kurt Russell involved in the UFO Phoenix lights? Let's find out.
This may feature, who knows? Because this is an international story. Because of you both being here, I looked into the international files, not covered by our Ministry of Defense, but maybe covered by yours. This took place in Arizona. An unidentified pilot, according to the press cuttings, flying near an airport in Arizona with his son when he spotted 6 lights in the night sky. So he called from the airplane to air traffic control to say, I'm seeing these lights here. I wasn't expecting any other planes. They're none supposed to be on my landing path. Can you tell me what's going on? They said there are no other planes. He said, I'm seeing 6 bright lights coming towards me. Mystery unresolved.
Except tail number for that plane was Bonanza 2 Tango Sierra, and I was the pilot. No way. Oliver and I.
Yes, take us back. Doesn't say that in the briefing.
Oliver and I.
Well, I should have read to the end.
Oliver and I were flying in. I was flying him to go see his girlfriend, and we were on approach, and I saw 6 lights over the airport in absolute uniform in a V shape, and Oliver said to me, I was just looking at him, and I was coming in. We're maybe a half a mile out, and Oliver said, "Pa, what are those lights?" And I then it kind of like came out of my reverie, and I said, "I don't know what they are." I said, he said, "Are we okay here?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna call him," and I reported it. And they said, "We're not painting anything. We don't show anything." I said, "Well, okay, I'm gonna declare it's unidentified, it's flying, and it's 6 objects." We landed. I taxied, dropped him off, took off, went back to LA.
Oh.
Never said a word. He never said a word. I never thought of it. 2 years later, Goldie is watching a television show when I came home.
Yeah.
And the show is on UFOs. But as I came home, "Hey, honey, how's it going?" And I'm kind of hearing the TV going, and I stopped and I started watching, and it was on that event. Now, that was the most viewed UFO event. Over 20,000 people saw that. And I'm watching this, and I'm feeling like Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's like, why do I know this? You know what? And it's not clear to me. And finally, I said, then they said a pilot reported it. A general aviation pilot reported it on landing. I'd never thought of it since then, and I said, that was me. That was me. And I said, wait a minute, I'll go to my logbooks. So I went to my logbooks, and there was the flight at that time, and I didn't mention anything about the UFO. The fascinating part of that to me is that it just went literally out of my head.
Yeah.
And Oliver never mentioned it. And had I not seen that show, I'd have never thought of it again.
Amazing.
That to me was the weird part.
Believe it now, Chris? Yes.
Yes.
I'm convinced.
It's unidentified. It's just unidentified. It's
There you
flying,
go.
and it's
And it's an object.
an object.
Yeah.
Right.
Moving towards you at this.
We need to move on to your film.
Very interesting. Just saying. Very interesting. I don't know if something's going on in the comments or what. Like, I can't see everything. So everyone be cool, respectful, definitely no politics. Please respect the mods. They're doing a great job. Okay. So just definitely, we're not trying to censor anybody. Definitely get your point out. Every, freedom of speech on Vetted. I think all chat should be allowed, except for disruptive chat, meaning if you put a comment and then you put it 10 times, you're being disruptive. Like, you know what I mean? It's not cool. Make your point and then move on. Right? That's my only thing with comments or chat, really, is that. But get any opinion you want. You want to say Patrick sucks? Go for it. Vetted sucks? Go for it. I don't care. But if you put it 10 times, we got to take you out, right? Like, and let's not try to get political. That just doesn't help. But, you know, definitely get your points out. You're allowed to have your own opinion, right? Let's just try to be respectful of other people's opinions. And you have your own. You don't need other people to believe like you do to enforce your own belief. If you do, then your belief isn't very strong, right? Your belief should be strong enough that you don't need anyone in the world to believe it. Anyway, what did y'all think about the Phoenix Light stuff here? I find this fascinating. I want to look into it more, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot there to look into, if you ask me. So, and by the way, I'm not singling anyone out from the chat. I, to be honest with you, like at all. Okay, I can't really see what's going on, to be honest with you, y'all. It's moving too fast for me to really pay attention. Patrick, can you do a live stream for the eclipse on Monday? That's interesting. Maybe. I feel like I've done a lot of live streams. I don't really mean to do this many live streams. Clearly today was not meant to be a live stream. But I'm glad I was here. That's why I like being in chat in case something goes wrong. We can fix it right away. I think this is the second time I've had to do this. And I'm celebrating for that. Apparently, that's Bubbles. New effect. We got a new CGI budget, y'all, here at Vetted. So, yeah, live streams rule. They're great. I do like hanging out with you guys for sure. It's probably one of my most fun things to do is the live stream and the Patreon meetings we have. If y'all haven't joined that, you should. It's literally we're all on camera. So I get to see everybody. We're just hanging out in a Zoom, right? Just all hanging out, talking. It's honestly a lot of fun because I don't have to worry about chat. I'm just face to face talking to people. It's great. She kept attacking the Americans in the chat. Okay, yeah. I mean, definitely, let's all respect each other's countries and where we all come from, our backgrounds. None of that has to do with UFOs or aliens. Let's be real. We're talking about another species, right? From whatever country or no country or no borders or we don't know what they're doing, right? So that's all that is. Look, every country's government is, sucks. I've lived in 3 countries and none of them was really better than the other. That's all preference, culture, what you like. And then within that country, it's broken down into multiple parts, right? And where you want to live within that. I mean, if you ask an American, I love America, of course. But would you live anywhere in America? No. There would be places where you're like, I'm not living there. I'm never moving there. Some people just ask people, hey, you want to move to New York City? It's in America. Nah, I don't want to go to New York City. How about this place? How about that? Right? So it's just all preference, y'all. America isn't one big thing. It's like America is like a bazillion things. And Americans are a bazillion type of people. And most countries are like that. So, all right, I'm missing some chats here, super chats. Let me answer these real quick. Thank you to the Vetted team for all you do. This wonderful community, insightful videos on the topic. Yeah, man, look, y'all are the awesome people, the Vetted community. I'm just the talking head here, but I'm the tip of the iceberg, and y'all are below the water. Y'all are the real iceberg. Bringing this all together. So yes, thank you to everyone that makes the community so wonderful and the conversations we get to have. And I enjoy it. I mean that. Johnny Jericho says, all watching the eclipse, please bring a good camera and record it. I feel like if I were piloting a UFO, I would like to chase the moon's shadow. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Johnny, they're probably never going to let you fly a UFO now because they're like, dude, don't give that guy the keys. He's just going to chase shadows. You know, what are you, a cat, Johnny? I love it. Just messing with you. Hey, listen, people have been saying something may happen during the eclipse. We were talking about that on Patreon last night, you know. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's a pretty interesting sort of, you know what it is? It's a moment in time where human beings get to see, oh, we are on this spinning rock in the middle of space. There's this ball of energy we call the sun, right? We got the moon over here, right? Like, and then you get to see it come together in a way in the sky that you kind of take for granted because we just look up and don't really think about it. We kind of think we're in this bubble or snow globe, but we're not. And the eclipse is a moment where that veil is dropped and we get to see, oh yeah, we're nothing. We are microbes in the expanse of the universe, right? And reality. And that's interesting. Could be scary, depending on how you look at it, right? It's all perspective, how you look at it. Glass half full, glass half empty. Same glass. What time does it happen? Brooker says, I don't know. That's a great question. From what I remember, it's like 10 a.m. to like 4 p.m. or something. And there's like a 2-3 hour window where it's full eclipse, right? So you're going to have like, oh my God, am I doing this right? Right. Partial eclipse, then full eclipse, and then another partial eclipse, right? So sort of 3 moments to deal with. But in the middle of the day, I mean, depending where you are in the world, right? Where I am in Dallas area, it's coming right over. So I'll have like, I'm in the line of sight, like perfect view, but it's supposed to be cloudy. So that could ruin it. Can you imagine a cloud gets in my way and I can't see the eclipse now? Fucking 100-year eclipse. I can't see it because of the goddamn cumulus cloud. Bro, I would be livid. I would hate clouds forever. Remy says, get your swivel chair out in the yard and live stream. That would be interesting. That would be, I'll think about it. I can't make any promises. I think most people want to see the eclipse and they're going to parties and doing all this stuff. So maybe I should have a hangout. So for people that aren't going anywhere, need somewhere to hang and sort of experience it. All right, I'll think about it for sure. I mean, I have a video coming out that day. Right? I just honestly don't want to give too many live streams. I don't want to like bother y'all, or does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I feel like a live stream's a lot. So I try not to like put that on y'all too much, if that makes sense. Plus, live streams are a little scary for me in the sense that I'm live. My face, my voice, here I am. Right? Pictures get made after these live streams, memes, clips of me saying stuff, doing stuff is live. I can't take it back. If I make a mistake, that's it. So what I do love about live streams is the interaction from the comments, right? So that is kind of like, you know, I do get it from the live chat premiere, but not the same, right? This sort of interaction here. Daniel, LOL, bother us. I'm weird, Daniel. Okay. Yes, I'm a weird guy. And I think about stuff weird sometimes. I actually care about the audience and the vetters and people that watch, subscribers. It's the most important thing to me. I never want to lose focus of that. Right. This is why I do it. So yeah, it's you have to be more involved with the live stream than if you're just watching a video. Right. And you might feel inclined to spend more time. It's a bigger investment of time. And I take people's time very seriously. You know, anything I'm asking y'all to watch, that's an investment of your time. I take that very seriously. Again, which is why I immediately jumped on a live stream today when the video didn't work. Right. It took me a few minutes, and anyone who does live streams knows that's not easy to do. to just pop up on a live stream because I had to delete all the posts that I made for the other video promoting it, right? Delete all those, get the live stream going, get it all set up, get the links brought over, you know, whatever, all this nonsense. And then also put out the new links, right, for the new whatever. And I'm using new software, which, by the way, I do love. Don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of new to me. So the CERN, yeah, that's a great question. Actually, CERN is going to be doing a experiment. You know, I guess we'll call it during the eclipse. You know, that's kind of interesting, man. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty interesting. Just saying. Brookers, I want to give a shout out to Brookers. Amazing. She does an amazing job modding, you know, carrying the conversation forward, keeping people, I don't want to say in line, but like just keeping the flow going. Good engagement, right? Just amazing. I'm gonna give a shout out to all the mods here, y'all. That's what's happening. Stage, again, amazing job. Always in there, keeping the flow of the conversation going, offering links, you know, offering suggestions. That's a mod isn't just to be there to delete your message and they, if you notice, they help with the flow of the conversation. They ask good questions. They provide links. It's a bigger job than they get credit for, to be honest with you. And it's a lot of work. They have to be constantly aware and paying attention the entire time. Or for the most part, right? Daniel, of course, dude. Daniel's like amazing. Right, setting up the Discord. I mean, I could go on about Daniel forever, to be honest with you. He's an amazing asset to the team, and just as a human being, he's an amazing person. I've had the pleasure of, you know, we do Zooms together, just me and him hanging out. He's an amazing dude. Amazing dude. And y'all should be happy to have him part of Vetted, man, and happy to have him like help running the Discord, basically. Like, that's a big deal. And he does a great job at it. Let me get to everybody here. Heiser, amazing. I'm just picking a random comment, so don't think like I'm highlighting. So not scary at all. I don't know what that means, Heiser. But Heiser, again, same thing. He's over at Discord as well. As a mod, I mean, just helps out so much. And again, provides so much great commentary, engagement, flow of the conversation. Just is cool. Yeah, just bottom line, just cool. So I appreciate that. Who feel like I'm missing? Where's trying to find one for Remedy? Where are you? Remedy as well. I can't find a comment, but Remedy does a great job as well. Again, just keeping the flow going. It's like they all got together and decided what to do beforehand because they're all amazing. And what I love too is everyone's got different belief system. So Vetted can never be accused of like, yo, you only have skeptics as mods, or you only have, you know, hardcore believers. You know, we got everything. People with all kinds of different viewpoints because we're human beings and we're nuanced. You know, it's that simple. Jessica, I want to give a shout out to her. I can't find a comment. I'm not even sure if she's in today. I apologize. But Jessica does a great job, man, of keeping, again, she's also over in the Discord. Just does a great job of just smart people, man. Like, these are just smart people, great people to have a conversation with, and great people that keep the chat flowing, y'all. We wouldn't have it that way without them. So, okay. My apologies. And if I forgot anybody, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Any questions? I mean, I'm kind of not going to go too much longer here. What do y'all want to know real quick? Send me some questions. I'll answer questions for a few minutes here. What we got? Where the dog at? They are over here hanging out. Wax Factory. They are with me. Blizzard Wizard. Any upcoming interviews? Yes. I do have some. I don't want to say any names or anything till it's basically out. I'm learning to wait till I actually record the interview and have it before I start saying names. But yes, definitely have some stuff coming up. April's going to be a great month for Vetted, dude. Great month for Vetted. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen? LOL. That's interesting. You know, I've seen some weird food. Weird stuff that people eat. I mean, it's just cultural, you know, whatever. But, you know, being in the food industry, you know, whatever. I just seen some weird stuff. Weird, you know, live, like alive food that you eat or stuff that you're like, oh, we're going to eat that? Holy shit, Jesus. Okay. But it's also shows you what a chef can do with the proper techniques, breaking down a product or whatever. It's interesting. Weird. Definitely be weird. What do you think about the 40 witness theory and Grush? Yeah, I actually don't think it's 40 witnesses, y'all. But yes, I'm just what's coming next with that. Like, I just don't know what the next step is for all of that, right? For that. Like what's happening next? What's happening with the David Grush stuff? Like, wish there was a website we could see, you know, like your Uber Eats order, like it's on its way, then delivered. Like we could see the progress. You know, you ever order Domino's pizza and it gives you a little progress thing, right? It's like that's what we need with the Grush thing. Like, what's happening? Is the pizza in the oven? What's going on here? Because I don't know. Patrick, are you aware of all YouTube recording UFOs all over the moon and coming up from Earth visible from his house? No, I've not heard of that person. I do want to start showing more UFO videos on here, though. That is going to start happening, y'all. I'm going to start putting together some cool, not for every video, of course, but just every once in a while, like a good compilation of UFO videos, man. Because I just realized we don't show enough on Vetted here. Patrick, any update on the collab stuff with the big thing again? Yeah, honestly, we've just been busy. Everyone's just been busy. Christian makes a ton of content like I do. Like, we've just been busy, dude. Like, there's honestly when y'all see me on a video in that time, like the behind the scenes work that it takes to make a video come out every day, and not just any video, right? I start mixing in these heavily edited stuff and interviews, and it, you know, it's a lot of work. I would say 90% of what I do is behind the scenes. It's networking, messaging, emailing, like research, like assets, planning, projecting stuff out. Like, you've got all these different platforms you got to worry about. Like, it's a lot of work. So we've just been really busy. That's all. It's spring, a lot of stuff happening. So that's all. But yes, we're in contact all the time. We still have a lot of stuff coming up. What are my dogs' names? Rocket and Mac. What is your least favorite subject? I don't really have one. I come from, you know, talking to people about everything. And I've found that you can make pretty much any topic interesting. There's always something interesting about any subject or any topic, you know. For me, if you saw a UAP, would you tell anyone? Absolutely. Y'all be the first people I would tell. Are you kidding me? I would be excited to tell that story on here. Oh, gosh. Okay. If you film one, do you think it would actually be posted or would it be ghosted? I don't know what that means, Philly. My UFO video or something? Maybe. I'm probably so behind on these comments. Did the 1969 astronauts land on the moon? My last name is Armstrong. So yes, I believe we landed on the moon. No, I am not related. But when I was a kid, I used to lie about that and say, Neil Armstrong's my uncle. He's not my uncle. But when I was in elementary school, I used to say that. And what's weird is no one cared. So I don't know why I was flexing like that at a young age. Like, no one cared. Patrick, what is your master dish? That's That's a tough one. I'm probably best known for my pulled pork. Yeah. That's what I would say. Live creatures to eat. Yikes, no thanks. Oh yeah. You don't kill everything to eat it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should be answering these quicker. Do you think there's any correlation with UAPs and ancient Native American sites? I mean, that connection is fascinating. Absolutely. I think connecting all different cultures and their history and their, ancient texts or whatever you want to call it, like that's all fascinating. 100%. Absolutely. And there's probably some sort of correlation. Okay. All right. That's pretty funny. Yes, I say y'all a lot. Oh gosh, let me get this super chat, y'all. Sorry. Let's see, this is what I'm bad at. Phantomos Fanto, will you look into Diego Garcia Bay soon? Yeah, now that I learned all about it, absolutely. Again, and that's a problem that happens on this channel too, y'all. Like, and I appreciate everyone giving me ideas, but think about that. I have the whole channel to run all this different stuff. And then at the same time, I have people telling me, look into this case, and that requires how much of a deep dive and research, right? And then there's a bazillion cases, photos, videos, look at this, check this out. And I wish I could see it all, and I can't. That's probably the most frustrating thing for me is I can't look at all the stuff everyone tells me to look at. I wish I could. I wish I could clone myself and see it all. All right, let me get this next. Oh, I'm about to miss it. Oh, Josh, I got you, brother. I'm sorry, brother. Thanks for all you do, brother. Shout out from Keller, Texas. I'm your DFW neighbor. Love the content community you've built. Keep rocking out. Yeah, DFW, man. Hell yeah. Keller. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Keller. Tom says, I think that you don't really know how much people love Vetted. First time I've ever engaged in any social media. Oh, that's very cool, Tom. No, I don't know how much people love Vetted, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't really worry about that. And not in a bad way. I just mean, I just focus on making great content for y'all and being here for y'all constantly, right? The expectation that a video is going to come out every day and you can count on Vetted. We're there. I won't let you down. Of course, things may happen, but if I shoot for that goal, right, the least amount of bad things will happen, right? So I don't really, I just focus on that, try to stay humble, grateful for what I have and for how things are going, and appreciative. Oh gosh, I'm so bad at this, guys. I'm so sorry. It's so behind on the questions. That's another. Okay, I'm just picking random questions here. Okay, did Egyptians get help building the pyramids? Maybe. It's possible. It's definitely possible. But I also don't like to take away from humans like potential, right? The human potential is amazing. And I'm not saying, I just think this idea that, oh, humans could have never built the pyramid. Have you seen what we can do? Look at the world right now. I mean, yes, I think it's totally possible that humans could have done it. Now, could aliens be involved as well and non-human intelligence? Of course. I'm not saying that. And maybe it's a mix, but the idea that humans could never do it is ridiculous to me. Now, granted, I'm not an expert. Gem Girl says, my son is listening and he just commented and said he's listening and you were such a nice guy. Well, Gem, you tell your son, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Pip says there'll be many UFO sightings during the eclipse because people will be paying attention and looking up. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great point. Gary Hawkins says 20K people love Vetted. That's right. And y'all help me get over the edge on that NASCAR live stream, mummy, which was great. I took the biggest nap after that, y'all. Live streaming is tiring. I don't know why, but somehow this was tiring. It's exhausting. That was a 3-hour live stream, right? And I drank whiskey with a donut. That just, honestly, I was fine. But I was like, I gotta lay down for a nap. Yes. You know what? Let me make sure I did not miss any super chats. Okay. No, thank y'all so much. Just thank y'all. Y'all are awesome. Leanne, who was in our Patreon meetings, she's awesome to listen to. That's another thing. Y'all join the Patreon meeting, you get to like hear from other vetters, hear their stories. Leanne's been amazing in there. Plus, Leanne is super funny too. Like, I love to laugh, and we got a lot of comedians in there, and everyone makes jokes. Like, it's hilarious. So, and Leanne tells great stories. She's had a phenomenal life. Leanne right here, she could write a book, y'all. She says, Patrick, shout out to you. You always go above and beyond. Thank you. No, thank you, Leanne. Really. It's people like you and everyone else that just make all this worth it for sure. Poor Daniel getting more Discord work. I'm sorry, Helen. I'm sorry. Not trying to do that. No, look, I asked Daniel, hey, do we need more mods? Do we need more help for Discord? He said he's going to tell me when that happens, and I'll make an announcement and see if we, who wants to come on and help be a mod in Discord and whatnot. So for right now, we're good, but definitely at some point we're going to have to bring more people on board to help out. But yeah, Daniel does such a great job, man. Jim Girl said, he said, you're awesome and you're welcome. The episode was so dope. Thank you, Legend. Legend's a man. Man, for real. Live streaming is overstimulating. It can be. It's a lot. Eventually, I'll be able to maybe have somebody with me that can help like push the questions over, and I just have to answer questions that come up on the screen, boom, boom. That, see, I'm all about process. Coming from the food industry, I know I get made fun of for saying that all the time. Whatever. I'm proud of it. It's all about process, laying it out so that it can go fast but right. Fast but right. That's the key. The key is you get it right, and then you do it slowly, and then you just get faster and faster and faster and faster at it. But you learn it the right way first. And anyway, so yes, a nice process to help get these questions out, and only benefits y'all. Vetted, off topic, but have you seen the show The Bear? Do you think they depict the industry realistically? Yeah, everyone asked me about The Bear, of course, which is natural. I do like it, but look, chefs are not, more than likely, chefs are not watching this show. Not because it's not good or realistic. It's like watching work. It's like, I don't want to see that. It's like, to me, it gives me PTSD. I just started, oh God, I remember that, because they obviously it's dramatic, but yes, they do a good job with a lot of little details. Now, it's way over dramatic for how things happen, but there's a lot of little details in there that are pretty spot on, and that's cool. I'm glad they represent it that way. So yeah, it's a great show. Definitely recommend people to check it out. Yesterday, another channel was talking about Vetted and giving you props. Yeah, that's awesome, Jim Girl. You said that earlier. Whoever that was, great job to them. Thank you. Whoever that was, that's awesome. Monkey Boy says, anytime you need help, just shout, bro. Thank you, Monkey Boy. Brooker said, Helen would make a great mod. She has experience. Love that idea. Helen says, thank you, Brookers. I would make a good mod. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Helen doesn't talk like that. I don't know. I just make up voices for people. Patrick needs a mini me. Yeah, that would be hilarious. A mini P. Well, that's not what I meant, y'all. Full disclosure, I'm just a long-time chat moderator. I suck at making bots and channels. I don't try to fool myself into thinking I'm special. You're special, Heiser. Don't say that. We all bring our own thing, but I'm kind of the same way as you. I got it. Justin Channel says, I would love to see you interview Ashton Forbes about the recent Salvatore Pais Navy patents that are a sea change in known technology. I mean, why don't I just interview Salvatore Pais, right? But yeah, hey, I love the interview with Ashton. Definitely want to have him on again to talk about other things for sure. I mean, that goes without saying. Six Texas Boy says, I'm a chef and can say it definitely does give PTSD, right? You get it. Look, most people I ever worked with in the food industry, especially in the kitchen, nobody's watching cooking shows. Nobody's watching any of this stuff. You're just not. I know a lot of people that have been chefs on Top Chef or Chopped or other stuff, you know. They're not watching that unless they're in it. Shout out to Pavel. Much love, Pavel. Much love to you, man. Hot Hatch 86. 80. They have 86 in the name, so you know they're legit here. Ex-chef can confirm, cannot, and will not watch food TV of any kind. The PTSD is real. Exactly. It's because all you start thinking of is, oh, fucking hell, that's happens to me. Oh my God, I would hate to be there. It's just like this thing comes up over your back because anytime you're working in a kitchen, especially a busy one, dude, you don't stop moving. You're just putting out fires the whole time. Not actual fires sometimes, but just things are going wrong at every break and turn and every station. Someone's didn't have their prep right, didn't do the shit right, or whatever. Someone's not showing up, or they're 15 minutes behind, and customers coming in this way, and the guy's there with it's got the order, and you're 45 pounds of fucking salmon, and you're like, God, I don't know, put it over there. It's just, that's it. And it's like that for hours upon hours every day. So it's like, you see that on TV. That's not exciting. It's not like, oh yeah, show me more of that. If anything, a chef or whatever is going to want to watch the show that's not realistic. It's more about something else. I like watching action stuff or sci-fi or, comedies. Also, chefs usually eat pizza rolls and Hot Pockets at home because they don't want to cook. Dude, there is no truer statement than that one right there. That is so true and sucks. I've worked at places, man, we just serving the most fucking amazing food, fine dining, best restaurant in the city, awards, and you're literally crushing, like you said, a Hot Pocket or some bullshit after work or in between your shift or some shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, Joanna, thank you. We're all special. We're all God, just not the first one. Boom. Okay. That works. Exactly. Actors don't even watch their own films. Yeah. Well, some of them probably do, the conceited ones. Tom says, I don't know what a moderator is ensuring nothing hateful is written. I mean, for me, it's not hateful. It's for me just moderating, right? Just like bumper boards at the bowling alley. Pins are going to get knocked down, right? But we just want to make sure nothing goes in the gutter. That's it. It just keeps the conversation flowing. That's all to me a moderator should do, is just keep the conversation flowing and engaging. Let people say what they want, as long as it's not crazy, right? You'll know the line when you see it. You'll just see a comment like, Jesus. Like, oh my God, why would you write that? You know? And again, if someone's just disruptive, if someone put Patrick is awesome 1,000 times in chat, that would be disruptive. I would not want that in there, even though they're saying Patrick is awesome. It doesn't matter what the comment is. It's just keeping the flow right. You know, you don't want to put a dam up. Go water. Pavel says the shows I love right now are both Japanese, Shogun and Tokyo Vice. Dude, Shogun is so good. And Tokyo Vice is great too, man. Who's that guy in the show of Tokyo Vice? I don't know. Those are great shows. Well shot, beautiful shows, beautiful looking shows. I love beautiful looking shows. I'm a very visual person, so I like that. It's all about the chat. We are all vetters. That's right, y'all. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to 1:25 here, so I'm 5 more minutes. The best chefs I've met are 420 in the kitchen in their zone. LOL. Not like TV. Yeah, and don't fuck with them in their zone. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yes. You know, chefs aren't angry. They're focused. That's honestly a great way to put it, John. They're not angry or like we are stressed, but we're not angry. Like if you interrupt, it's interrupting the flow. We have a flow going, and that's very important. It's all about flow because it's all about time. You have to manage your time properly, right? And you want things in order. You want things labeled. You want things, right? You're in the zone. I mean, there's different points. Are you in prep? Right? Is service open? We got tickets, right? You got an expo up there managing everything, right? It's just focus. You have to stay focused. I mean, constantly. So yeah, totally agree with that. That's why the shows can't do it like that, because a real kitchen, when it's running right, is boring. Not boring, but not for TV, because everyone's got their head down and they're just not really talking except the commands you need, right? You have Expo yelling out orders, and all the line cook should be saying, or whatever station they're working, is heard, chef, and then repeat back, right? Certain counts, certain orders, certain temperatures. That's it. I mean, I don't know why I'm getting in all the food, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh gosh. Give us a hint on Tomo. Tomorrow is Sunday. I don't know what video I'm doing tomorrow, to be honest with you. I don't know. I am not sure what video I'm going to do tomorrow. So we'll see. Pavel says, oh, Hansel Egort. Okay, yeah, that's the guy from Tokyo Vice. Yeah, you're right, Pavel. Ron writes, Patrick is awesome? That's a question. Is he? I kind of want a shirt that says that. Patrick is awesome? I don't know. God. Every 10 seconds I deal with you is 10 seconds my shit is burning. That's right, Ben. He is right. Moderators were required here since Jon Stewart started spamming the chat. Remember that? Cringe at best. No, that was, I mean, I guess John could have done it, but what I remember we needed mods for is when I did that live stream, where it's the same thing that happened today, where the video didn't work and I had to jump on a live stream. And yeah, we just got hit with I never had mods before that. And we just got hit from Disclosure Tonight. And I know those guys tried to say, oh, it wasn't us. They just used our names. It was them. Okay. I found out behind the scenes, it was definitely them. And yeah, we needed mods after that. you know. But and I'm grateful we have, to be honest with you, dude. I just started clicking on people I knew. I'd been paying attention, watching for a long time, and I knew, you know, so that was great. People stepped up, dude, and there's still mods to this day. They stepped up and they took care of business because we needed it that day. That was crazy. Just like the Ashton yesterday one, you know, every week we gotta, you know, I'll make a video about somebody. They show up in the chat, right? We did the one on Kurt German Golf from Theories of Everything. What happened? He showed up in the chat. So always remember that with a vetted video, whoever I make the video about could show up in the chat, live chat for the premiere of the video, or be in the comments, right? We got to be aware of that. And then on top of that, the spam that comes from that, depending on their audience or whatever. And look, you know, I guess vetted wrinkle some feathers out there for people. I don't know. We don't really do anything that bad, you know? So, but yeah, Jon Stewart does that stuff too, which is so weird, you know? Remedy says, Patrick, you got to realize you have an awesome thing here. Absolutely. We all have an awesome thing here. I don't forget that. No, you're absolutely right. Oh, gosh. Okay. All the chefs at my catering college made us speak French. Yes, that is true. Well, French cooking is supposedly, right? Like it is the cooking. They got the sauces, right? A lot of people learn French cooking styles and then go back to their home country. A lot of UK chefs do that for sure. And just people all over, people in Spain, you know, whatever. People here, it's a lot harder here, but, you know, supposedly they teach you, you know, just the basics, but like at the highest level. You learn a lot of techniques you can't really learn anywhere else. And the food in France is good. It's not my favorite food, though. Jamil goes, right, you made me a mod for like a day. And then I was like, I don't know, honestly, what happened there. Jamil, you always make us laugh. You ain't got time to be modding. You know what I mean? You got to be cracking the jokes for us. A large percentage of vetters have been in the hospitality. We've seen stuff, man. We've seen stuff. Absolutely. I'm telling y'all, I think the hospitality industry, we know all the secrets, right? People staying at hotels, eating at restaurants, private parties. You see things, you hear things. We've seen it all. I know I've seen things from celebrities at certain events I've worked or restaurants I've worked. Oh, shit, look who came in with not his wife. You know, shit like that. I mean, no joke, right? But hospitality people, we keep our mouth shut. We don't even sign NDAs. We just know you keep your mouth shut about that stuff. You don't talk about that stuff. And that's why celebrities go out to these certain places with people they're not supposed to, or do things they're not supposed to, because bartenders, waiters, waitresses, right? Like managers, right? You just door guys, security, right? You just, it's kind of your thing, tight lip, you know? But yes, the stuff that's out there, man, the stuff we've seen is crazy. Okay, y'all. I'm 4 more minutes. Okay, I'm going to 1:30 here, just to make sure I get some of these questions. Snails and frogs' legs. Yep. What happens a lot of time with French cooking is you learn the sauces and different techniques, but then you can roll that into your own thing. And that's how food should be. You take something familiar and you give it a twist. It's that simple. Take something familiar, you take a burger, you take a steak, you take a this, you take a that, and you just give it your twist. That's all it is. Now, some people can go just a twist and come up with something amazing. You know, there are some amazing chefs out there who do amazing things. Yeah, the mother sauce of my work is ranch. Ranch should be one of the mother sauces. Any opinion on molecular food fad? I've worked at places like that, served stuff like that. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's interesting. It's all about what you want when you go out to eat, right? Do you want an experience? Do you want to get full? You looking to eat quick? Are you looking, right? That's just different types of experiences when you go out to eat. So that's all it is. If you're into some sort of art food thing, yeah, you're going to want something that the chef got clever with. There's some cool shit out there, some cool techniques, cool things you can do with interesting products and food like you've never had it, right? Again, something familiar with a twist. Oh, you've had carrot, but have you had this carrot foam with, this, that, and the other that comes out of this doodad and does this and what, I'll break it open in the, right here on the plate for, it's like, that's all it is. Stuff like that. I sound like an idiot talking about this because I've been out of the game for like 5 years. Haven't caught up. Can I follow you on LinkedIn so it looks more professional? No, I'm not. I'm just I'm not on. That's why we love sushi. It's art to my wife, coming up on 30 years experience. Yeah, Heiser. Absolutely, man. Sushi, that's another level, man. Worked with the guys at Uchi in Austin. Look that up. Maybe your wife has heard of them. That kind of sushi. Sushi is, there's so many different kinds. I've worked, with some Japanese chefs like next to them, like next door. And they've shown me different types of sushi that I just like, I had no idea what real sushi was. Like, zero idea what it was until that's why I love food, because with food comes culture. And when you eat different types of food, you learn about culture. And I love that. It's not just about the food. It's the story behind that I'm going to get from that. And that's really cool. And sushi is very much like that. Okay, guys, I'm out. That's it. Thank you to all the amazing mods. I mean that. Thank y'all so much. This was awesome. I think we had some people show up. I can't ever see how many people we have watching at one time. I don't know. I need to find a way to do that or pay attention to that. But I think we had some people show up. So, there's people in the chat, right? So, honestly, I would say the same thing if there was one person here or, 500. It's the same thing. So anyway, thank you all for showing up, watching, paying attention, jumping on after I made that mistake with the video. My apologies. Hope I was able to make up for it by doing this live stream. I'll think about the Monday live stream for the eclipse. I don't know. I guess in this comments, if people put that down in the regular comments that they want that, I'll do it, I guess. Yeah. If not, we'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. You guys are amazing. Thank you to all the mods again. I can't say thank you enough, really. I just, there's not enough words, y'all. So thank y'all to the mods. Thank y'all to all the vetters. And yes, we hit 20K this week. It's an amazing week. So really excited for what's to come. April's going to be an amazing month. And again, I do have some great videos coming out. My next big one, okay, everything else is just whatever. My next big one is the Michael Herrera video, okay? Don't forget. That's this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday this next week, I'm saying. I don't know what day. One of those days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my Michael Herrera video that I've been working on a long time. The most intense vetted video I've made, okay? The most time-consuming, the most vetted, the most just editing, assets, interviews. I've done a lot of work on this thing, which nobody's going to watch it. That's what's going to be crazy. Nobody's going to watch that damn thing. I'm putting so much work into it. It's going to be like a mini documentary and no one will watch it. So, but the vetters will watch it, right? All right, y'all. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, every day's a gift. Peace, y'all.